probably more than two, but these two individuals are especially remarkable. Do you know why? Because our class voted for them to speak in front of all of you today.
They are the chosen ones. Chosen by us. And we're about to be doctors, so any choice we make must be correct.
Giving the speech today, someone we all know and love dearly, Dr. Daniel Conway.
And a man that I'm proud to call my friend, Dr. William Gillis.
At times like these, tradition dictates that we take a moment to reflect upon our journey.
Where we have been, where we are now, and where we are going.
4 or 5 years ago, we were a group of wide-eyed ingenues poised to take on the world.
We were chickens. About to cross the road, with various goals and motives.
Some of us had wanted to be veterinarians from a very young age.
Others of us weren't sure, or became less sure just 2 weeks ago.
Do you remember where you were when you received your acceptance letter? That pure, unadulterated joy?
Remember the panic? The holy crap, now I actually have to do this? Just trying to keep it real.
Do you remember finding your name tag at orientation, knowing it was actually real? That school was happening, it wasn't a cruel joke.
If we could only bottle that emotion and that motivation, we could eradicate all of our student debt.
Some of us are walking out of these doors on the same path we walked in on.
Others' paths have deviated, but that doesn't make them any less exciting.
Students, close your eyes. Do you remember the first day of anatomy? Do you remember when Dr. Bjornson posted this? Do you remember how terrifying and incomprehensible that picture was?
It's not so scary anymore. Even if you don't remember that the clavicular artery branches off the external carotid artery before it turns into the maxillary artery, as painstakingly well as you did for that final anatomy examination, you can go a little on.
We've added thousands of new words to our vocabulary and learned to speak a completely different language.
We can now say big words like celiaco-mesenteric ganglion plexus, blepharospasm, and know the difference between a tymphlogmy and a tymplectomy. But we can also speak in code. For example, the ADR GSD has a GDB and requires a CBC, Chem, and Lights stat before we cut it.
We can all close our eyes and picture exactly what's happening in the following. The patient was placed in dorsal recumbency and clipped and aseptically prepped. A 4-centimeter incision was made along the ventral midline, beginning 2 centimeters caudal to the umbilicus and extending caudally. Hemostasis was achieved with cautery. The underlying fascia was separated through a combination of blunt and sharp dissection, exposing the linea alba. A stab incision was made in the linea with number 10 scalpel.
Okay, so we all have to perform a spay.
Sometimes the poetry just gets to me.
As Dr. Gillis has demonstrated, sometimes it's hard to turn on that language around others. So we're also sorry for all of those last aspects over dinner, when the conversation turned to the macabre, downright disgusting. Not even when the answer to that question was 10 minutes ago.
We learned all of this and more as we hit the clinic floor, put down our multicolored highlighters, and began to practice medicine.
We learned how little sleep we could function on.
We honed our diagnostic skills and became intimately acquainted with the frustration of having responsibility for patients without the decision-making power.
Don't worry, those decisions will be yours to make come Monday.
But just as important as those clinical skills was the chance to learn how frustrating and rewarding working with each other and clients could be.
Regardless of how we may feel about one another, we have influenced the veterinarians that we have become today. To quote Wicked, "Who can say if I have been changed for the better? Because of you, I have been changed for good."
We have made a lot of sacrifices. We are burnt out, tired, eager to begin a new chapter.
At least ready to end this one.
We're doctors. We're responsible for living creatures and the people that love and care for them and depend on them for their livelihood. We're responsible for ensuring the safety of the world's food supply, for fighting against new methods of bioterrorism. You might say we hold the entire future of the world in our hands.
We'll be fine.
We will be great.
Well, we may not be great day one, but we'll hit our stride.
Remember, we are one of the most respected and revered professions out there, role models and pillars of the community.
And yet, we have expressed one too many anal glands and walked around with cow manure smeared across our faces a few too many times to take ourselves overly seriously.
We have come full circle. We still have the same drive and excitement that we brought to our first day, but it has been honed. Honed on the wedding stone of a veterinary medical education. We have gained nuance, perspective, and quite a few gray hairs.
But I promise you that we are all better clinicians today than we could have been 4 years ago. And not just because of the knowledge base, but because of the process that we have undergone.
We have been tested.
A lot, and in many different ways, not just by Scantron. We have been tested on our knowledge base, our lack of sleep, challenging clients.
In fact, think back to your most awkward client interaction.
I bet some of you who didn't take the communications elective maybe wish you had.
But regardless, you rose to the challenge. You made it out of that exam room.
Sometimes with fists a-blazing, tongues a-wagging, or eyes a-leaking.
But we're all sitting here today.
Looking darn snazzy, I might add. Who knew these amorphous robes could look so good?
We have stronger opinions.
You may or may not have been a badger 4 years ago.
But now we're all honey badgers.
And we don't give a
Stool sample.
crap.
Fecal flow.
Turd.
A salmonella screen.
A colon cannonball.
Colon cannonball. You'll have to excuse us. It may take a while to reacclimate to society. You see, to get through veterinary school, we've had to become profoundly selfish people.
At times, prone to fits of hysteria, crying, intense introversion, and experiencing meltdowns of various forms.
We have forgotten birthdays, anniversaries, and missed events important to those close to us.
Please take a moment to turn to your loved ones
Your support network.
and tell them thank you.
Because you could not have done this without them. In fact, we'll do it for you. Thank you. Yes, I see it in the back. Partners,
Children,
siblings,
family,
professors,
mentors,
and friends.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for what you have done, and also for what you're about to do, because we still need you.
We need your continued support, your internships, jobs, and the unknown,
Hopefully with fewer forgotten birthdays.
but just as many hugs.
Don't be afraid of the unknown. That chicken, that's a honey badger. That chicken, that rooster. That rooster doesn't know if she is, if he doesn't know if he's going to get hit by a car crossing the road or eaten by a fox just as he sets foot on the other side.
Or go on to meet the chicken love of his life, or discover the cure for Merrick's disease.
The important thing is, he's going for it. He's crossing that road
So why did the rooster cross the road?
to get to the other side.
It sounds stupid, right? But why did Gallus domesticus cross the road?
Because they can.
And so should we cross that road.
Because we can. We have. We've crossed that road 26 times over the past year. Every other Monday morning, there was a new road to be crossed.
It's not crossing the road that's the difficult part of this
finding our place in veterinary medicine, because that's hard. That requires passion.
Be wildly passionate about something. We have earned the right to love what we do.
Whether it's feline renal disease,
Elephant castrations,
small animal nutrition,
providing excellent veterinary care for underserved communities,
providing better husbandry for exotic pets,
discovering the cure for canine lymphoma,
helping your clients prevent displaced abomasums,
increasing milk production,
finding ways to recycle those darn plastic syringes,
or delivering bad news in the most effective and empathetic manner possible.
It can be huge in scope or very simple. That doesn't negate the impact that it can have.
So go out there. Let's cross that road. We're going to be great.
Be passionate and love what you do. Don't let anyone tear you down. Go out there and take what you want.
Because we are freaking honey badgers. All of us.
It has been an honor to spend the last 4 years with each and every one of you.
We wish you all great success in all of your future endeavors.
Class of 2013, we're kind of a big deal.